SBR Forums Inside the Lines is sponsored by Bookmaker.
I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with returning guest Troy West, who's had a great year overall with us, calling NFL and college games all year long since he started doing previews with us. Troy, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks, Pete. You know, last week in the NFL was great. We rode Cincinnati again. I think I called that game 35-10. Unfortunately, they win 34-10, but we'll take it. We'll take it. The way the NFL's been this year, we're pretty happy to be where we're at. I also want to give a shout out to Adam Ratoda. He's a new guy that we brought on. He had a great call on the Giants Sunday night. There's a great write-up on allplayswin.com. That was another game we had on Sunday was the New York Giants. They won 31-10. So we feel good. The way the NFL's been, it's been wild this year, but we're holding strong. We're holding strong so far.
Yeah, well, I was very impressed last week. You know, you took a big favorite, which just makes everyone nervous who's, handicapped the NFL for more than a year or two. Anytime you're given a lot of points in the NFL, no matter who the teams are involved, it just makes you a little bit uncomfortable. But you nailed it. They covered very, very easily. I guess you knew what was coming, huh?
I thought so. You know, it's one of those situations where the Raiders were playing bad football. Cincinnati's clicking at the right time. I thought it was one of those games, Cincinnati at home, you had to roll with them. We guessed right. There was a lot of other games that went on in the NFL that you definitely scratch your head on. That wasn't one of them, and the Giants sure wasn't one of them either. So we're clicking on all cylinders over here at allplayswin.com, especially in the NFL.
All right, well, great job. You took another game, the first game we're going to talk about, which involves a 7-point favorite. It's the Broncos at home against the Buccaneers. This one's a tough one, but I trust whatever you're going to say about this. The Bucs, it's always tough to go on the road at Denver, but they haven't lost by more than a touchdown all year long, although Denver, of course, rolling. Offense putting up 30 points a game, and when they don't, the defense is awesome. The defense awesome game in, game out. Broncos are 7-point home favorite. What do you like here?
I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with Tampa Bay. I think Greg Schiano's got this team playing pretty darn good football. You watch them play Atlanta last week. They had that game. They had that game in the bag. They play really well on the road. I look at them going to Minnesota and hammer the Vikings on Thursday night not too long ago. This is a good football team. It's a well-balanced team. They got Doug Martin at tailback that controls the clock. Josh Freeman's a pretty mistake-free quarterback. I'm not going to say Tampa Bay wins the game outright, but I think they stay within 7 points. Their defense is playing pretty well. Denver stumbled a little bit last week. They snuck by and pulled out a victory against Kansas City where their offense struggled a little bit. I think you're looking at a lower scoring game. I think you're going to see a 2017 one way or another. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think Tampa Bay hangs in.
All right. I mean, it's just, hey, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but it's always tough to go on the road in Denver, and you're going against Peyton Manning, and the Broncos have a great defense, so that makes me nervous as well, right?
I think it's fair points. I do. I think they're fair points there. I think the way Greg Schiano has his team built and the way they're playing, they're not built to get blown out.
Right.
They're built to play games close, and they've been pulling out close games all year.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't think they necessarily win this game outright, but I think you're looking at a dogfight. I think Tampa Bay establishes the run game a little bit. Denver can give up a lot of yards on the ground, and you know what? McGahee's out. I think Denver struggles to move the ball, kind of makes them somewhat one-dimensional. We saw that against Kansas City. When Peyton becomes one-dimensional, it's a little bit tougher for them to put up 30 points. I think when they put up 17 against Kansas City last week, and Kansas City's terrible.
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay comes in and tests Denver. I think they stay within that 7 points.
Okay, and like I said at the beginning of the call, it is true. The Bucs haven't lost by more than a touchdown all year long.
Exactly
Great
right.
analysis. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks.
Thank you, Pete.